It has finished at Villa Park. Aston Villa 1, West Ham United 3. A Jesse Lingard-inspired second half 3-goal bomb from the Hammers. It was goalless at the break. West Ham opened the scoring on the 51st minute. Thomas Soucek finding the back of the net from an acute angle. Jesse Lingard, a debutant, making it 2-0 5 minutes later when he fired across the goalkeeper from the other side with a lovely ball from Ben Rama to make it 2-0. Villa pulling one back 9 minutes from the end of time when Ollie Watkins, who was probably Villa's most dangerous player in the evening, scoring to put a little bit of pressure on the Hammers, but we needn't worry for long because within 2 minutes, Jesse Lingard had gone up the other end of the field and made it 3-1 to the Hammers to secure 3 points for West Ham. Takes us to within 2 points of fourth place Liverpool, who amazingly, or very, very surprisingly, have gone down at home to lowly Brighton this evening at Anfield. Fantastic stuff. West Ham back to winning ways, Rio, after that little bit of a disappointment against Liverpool on Sunday. What a great win it's been tonight.
That is 2 away performances on the bounce where we've not just won, we've won playing absolutely fantastic football, destroying the opposition. I've just looked at the stats tonight. 20 shots on goal tonight from an away team. Pinky said like 5 or 6 wouldn't have flattered us, and it wouldn't have done. No, we played some outstanding football. We've had a performance and a half from the debutant. We've had our right back, who tracked Jack Grealish, one of England's brightest talents, all over the pitch. You know, only letting him get into the game in the last 5 or 10 minutes when he's had to switch sides to do so. You know, it's an amazing performance. It's the complete polar opposite of what we saw Sunday. And it just makes you a little bit frustrated that we couldn't try and bring this kind of level of performance and energy against the Liverpool side, which it's had a little bit of fragility about them. I think you rightly said that the European, like the champions for a reason. But it just makes you wonder, like, if we could have actually produced a performance on Sunday where we could be in the table. But I mean, I'm not taking anything off that performance tonight. It was absolutely amazing again. 2 on the bounce away from home. I think there's 6 away wins already this season in the league. And a lot of the games remain away from home. I think we've got both Manchester sides. Apart from that, everyone else, every other club we've got to go on our travels is in the bottom half of the table. It's going to be an amazing record away from home this season.
That's a really interesting point. Yeah, I wasn't aware of that actually, Rio. But looking at the table, we've played Leicester, we've played Liverpool, we've played Tottenham, Chelsea, Everton, all away from home, haven't we? So Manchester City to go to, and Manchester United twice, of course, because we go to Old Trafford first in the FA Cup next week for the 5th round. Pinky, Rio's pointed it out. There's 6 away wins already this season. It's an absolutely incredible performance, but also 6 goals in the last 2 away games, 3 at Palace and 3 again here at Villa Park tonight. What's going on at West Ham? It's quite remarkable.
Boring West Ham. You know, this is our trademark. You know, just playing square balls along the back 4 all evening. Never trying to make a forward run. None of that. You know, do me a favour. We were sensational at times tonight. You know, Jesse Lingard in the first half, that's probably the best he's ever played, ever, for anyone. You know, he played very well indeed in the first half. He linked up particularly well, I thought, with Ben Rama. I thought the movement of the pair of them was outstanding. You know, I'm looking at that tonight and you're thinking, if only we had a pure striker up top. But even then, Antonio, you know, should have got a goal. Mings actually saved, you know, a certain goal on any other night. In the middle of the park, you know, Soucek and Rice yet again, you know, looking rock solid, and no one wants to play against them. You know, I'm not being funny. I don't care whether you're Man City or Brighton, for want of a better team, or Fulham. You don't want to be playing against some of our lads at the minute. You know, Kufal at right back. I mean, Jack Grealish, who, you know, Dean Smith had to send him to the other side of the pitch to make any kind of an impact tonight. You know, so That's kind of like if you were in a boxing game, you'd say, yeah, I know who's controlling this part of the pitch, and it wasn't Jack Grealish. So tonight, I thought we were very good indeed. And yeah, 3 goals again away from home. Yeah, the only regret I've got is we weren't actually there. And I've gone, 3/4 of a season before any kind of a win away from home in years gone by, and here we are, half a dozen wins, plenty of goals going in. We've still got a healthily positive goal difference. I mean, the chap that does the benchmark thread on KUMB, which is an excellent thread, I think after the previous game, we were the most improved team year on year. Show me the downside. The downside, of course, either the chairman has run out of money or he's just gone, do you know what, we're so good, we don't need any more players. Maybe agents are phoning him up and saying, I've got this player, from Man City for you. And David Sullivan's saying, don't need him. We'll go with what we've got. I don't know. But if you're not entertained by that West Ham United performance tonight, I don't know what more you want, because we were excellent at times tonight. I was really happy to watch us there tonight. It's good stuff. And I like the kit. I think that's a good away kit. I like that. Yeah. It matches Ben Rama's hair, which I think is very important. And
the boots.
Yeah, all of that. But I'd like to know the story on Thomas Souček's black eye, and if it's what traditionally footballers get black eyes for. I hope she was worth it, Thomas. Not casting any aspersions on him there, but terrific stuff tonight from West Ham. So I've not criticised Ben Rama at all tonight. There you go. That's the first. So he's kind of slowly winning me over. We saw at the back. We've barely mentioned him tonight. Bonner. Barely mentioned him. That's how dominant we were tonight. That a player who regularly features in our man of the match conversations, I think we mentioned him once in the 90 minutes.
Yeah.
And that will tell you about the real balance of play. I mean, you'll have some stats there, but we've battered Aston Villa tonight. Absolutely battered them. Great stuff.
Funny you should say that, Pinky, because I do have some stats here for you tonight. We've sort of touched on them briefly. Here we go. Possession, Villa 57% to West Ham's 43. Villa 9 shots, 2 on target. One, of course, being the goal. I think the other one, I'm fairly certain that we determined it was a deflection that Fabianski tipped over the bar. West Ham 18 shots, 10 on target, as Rio said. That's absolutely phenomenal for an away team. Villa with 7 corners to West Ham's 2. West Ham committing 10 fouls to Aston Villa's. Sorry, I've got that wrong. West Ham committing, 15 fouls to Villa's 10. Sorry, I was looking at another tab at the same time. Just looking for the XG. It hasn't come up yet, so I'm just waiting for that. But I'm fairly certain West Ham is going to be particularly high. No?
I was just going at the XG as usual.
Okay. We've had Jesse Lingard on Gnome, have we not? I don't know if you've watched what he had to say.
Sort of. BT are having a bit of a mare tonight. Just before Lingard came on, they had all the results go up. One of which was they were showing us Leeds 2, Everton 1.
I saw that. Yeah,
which was of course the other way round. But then Lingard came up, so I was listening, and he was saying how a lot of the faces were familiar faces, and how everyone had made him felt at home, and it was commented how well he was playing together with Ben Rama and Antonio. And he was saying, we're working very closely in training, etc. And pleased he was. And then all of a sudden they lost the link to the stadium. So whatever it was he was going to say next, it just went a big caption go at BT Sport, and they then cut the studios. Oh, well, that was going well. Yes.
Okay. Well, maybe we can get that. We'll get Moisey back. Hopefully, we're not going to.
We're not going to hang around late, obviously. But if Moyes comes. If they've got the link back to the stadium, I'm pretty sure they'll want to be talking to Moyes pretty early on for a change.
Okay, well, look, no, let's come to you. I mean, I haven't come to you yet for your immediate post-match thoughts. I mean, you know, the guys have said it, Rio and Pinky have said it all, really, but a fantastic performance from West Ham. I'm getting tired of saying this now. It's like week after week. It's another brilliant West Ham United performance. Fantastic.
Yeah. Indeed. Yeah, terrible, isn't it? We started off this evening by saying, you know, what a surprising lineup it was. We've got Lingard back if you want. Come back to me.
Well, yeah, go to Lingard, and we'll come back to you in just a moment. Then we'll leave Gnome to do that. But one thing I did want to touch on, coming back to you, Rio, if I may, we'll have a look at the forums in a little while just to see what everyone's saying. We'll jump in there before we go. But we spoke before the game about David Moyes' tactics. You know, we said we went 5 at the back against Villa in the corresponding fixture, which we struggled in, and you know, we kind of sort of felt between us that we might have a little bit of an issue tonight, but it transpired that Moyes had doubled up on Grealish. Incredibly effective in the end. Grealish was chased out the game. You know, we spoke about it time and time again about how Kufal was tracking him all over the pitch. It was in a way, it was kind of like one of those Sunday league games, you know, when you've got a pretty basic quality defender and you say to him, you know, see that lad over there, I want you to follow him everywhere. And he does that job. And in a way, it was a bit like Kufal tonight, wasn't it, in Grealish? But David Moyes' tactics, you know, we were critical. You know, credit where it's due. We were critical on Sunday against Liverpool. Got it absolutely spot on tonight, didn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. You're saying about Kufal, like a Sunday league player just following some Grealish around. It's more reminiscent of Benny Hill for me. When you got that whole chain of people running around to that yakety sax music, wherever Grealish went, Kufal was snapping at his heels continuously. It was a bit of a joy to watch. There was a lot of worry before the game. What is he doing? And it was either going to be borderline genius or borderline lunacy. Thankfully, the genius part shone through.
Yeah.
He gets very little praise from us at times, Ryan Fredericks, but he played a massive part today. Obviously, the doubling up with Kufal, but attacking-wise, he did an amazing job. His strengths are going forward, right? He relies on his pace too much to get him out of trouble as a defender. But going forward, tonight, his link-up play at times is outstanding as well. Very rarely gets plaudits from not just us, but most of the West Ham fans. It's very rare that he gets praised, but he's another one who had a great game tonight. But overall, tactically, Moyes got it absolutely spot on. We worried about him putting Lingard in with very little training, very little match practice. You've just seen the results there. 2 goals and an absolute sparkling debut. The doubling up on Grealish nullified him for 81 minutes of the game. And one of England's brightest talents couldn't even use his diving prowess to get him out of trouble at times there. So, yeah, David Moyes, hats off, mate. You've actually done a blinder there.
Yeah, I imagine the criticism will be fairly quiet tonight, as wasn't the case on Saturday. But Gnome, Jesse Lingard has just finished. I think we've just managed to get back to him and hear what the 2-goal hero of tonight had to say.
They rerun the whole thing so obviously the cameras were still running. What he was saying was that it was nice to get out there. He found out yesterday he was playing, and it's been a long time. So the main thing for him was A, that we got 3 points, and B, that he was out there playing. And I think you saw the smile on his face at the end of it. I mean, he was smiling through that interview there. He was trying hard not to, but you couldn't get the grin off his face. The 2 goals were great, obviously getting those, but to him, he said the most important thing, and it's what they always say, was getting the 3 points. But I was just watching that, and it was obviously, how great to see somebody actually enjoying playing a game of professional football.
Yeah.
Because it is a job for these people. We often forget, and you and I, we used to love playing the game. Used to play like 3 or 4 games a week when I was fitter, obviously, but it was lovely to see that and a professional, that enjoyment, and again the silly grin. So, but yeah, I mean, getting back to where I was starting, as Rio said, we were all baffled at the start of this program, where we just said, Lingard starting. Well, we'd expect him to be on the bench, but no, Lingard's starting, and Fredericks, and it's like, where does that come from?
Yeah.
And again, I think probably as Rio was probably saying, and certainly as Pinky was mentioning, it was a clever move both from Moyes, both attacking and defensive, because it really did nullify Grealish, who had to go, as Pinky pointed out. Noticed it late in the first half, and certainly in the second. He had to go all the other side to get rid of Supo, who hilariously, when he followed him across, that was one of the fun things I've seen on the pitch in a while. And of course, once that happened, you've suddenly got Supo and Fredericks with carte blanche to do what they want and go attacking down that right wing, because suddenly they haven't got sort of Tom Daly to look after. And a number of times Fredericks got down that byline, got dangerous crosses in, combined well with Sufel. So we were baffled, and hands up, that's tactical masterpiece, that. And hats off to Mr. Moyes.
Yeah, very much so. He's deserving all the plaudits he's going to get tonight from the West Ham fans. We're going to jump in to the forums very, very shortly. Rio keeping an eye on the KUMB.com forum match thread. Pinky keeping an eye on Villa Talk. Oh, I bet they're disappointed tonight, but there's some angry words being said over there. Before we do that, just very quickly, the expected goal stat that we were waiting on has come through. I'm surprised by this, actually. Gnome, I can see he's waiting with bated breath for this one, his favourite part of the evening. Your XG stats: Aston Villa 0.74, perhaps no surprise there. West Ham only 1.79. So it just goes to show Pinky's as surprised as I am at that one. I don't know if there's a slight error in that, but apparently, 1.79. So if that's actually correct, then it just shows how good West Ham were in front of goal tonight, taking the chance. I mean, you think it'd be higher than that, Pinky, would you not? With 18 shots at goal, 10 on target.
Yeah,
good chances as well. I mean, they weren't.
I'd have expected something like 3.74, not 1.74.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, regardless of what they're saying there, I mean, any neutral observer, in fact, even a biased observer, if you go through Villa Talk, they've got no complaints. Almost to a man, they're accepting that we were the better team. We showed the more attacking intent and all the rest of it. So, and just looking there, the replay on the Villa goal, it was an error by Angelo Ogbonna. He's come charging out the back line, left a massive hole in behind him. It's exactly the thing that I would normally call it's a Diop out for. So again, in fairness, if I normally call Diop out for it, Angelo tonight, you dropped a clanger there, and that was the mistake, and Villa were good enough to exploit it. But no, overall, we were far more worthy winners than Villa were ever likely to be. Because the Antonio effort took top draw defending by Mings to prevent. You could argue that their keeper let the second Lingard in a bit softly, but you know what? That's all part of the game. And if goalkeeper errors weren't allowed, well, Pellegrini would still be our manager. Simple as that. Given his Van Roberto effort. So tonight, overall, very, very happy indeed. I do temper it slightly with Villa's being particularly poor, but maybe it's just because we've made them look very poor. Maybe we've actually shut their midfield down completely. We've given them no change at all. Rice and Souček has given them no change at all. Sufar, we said, did an absolute job on Jack Grealish tonight. And you do that, well, what else they got? And the answer is not a lot. And I don't know about this man, Moyes. Would any of us, in December have been putting forward Jesse Lingard as a transfer target? Would a single West Ham United supporter said he's my #1 target? No one. And yet he's come here to tonight. He's turned up at Villa Park playing for West Ham and said, you know what, I'll show you how to win games of football, lads. and you just, I mean, they're just showing a replay here now of Lingard tearing forward. There's an absolute acres of space. Dawson, I mean, we've just looked superb tonight, but that ability to get the ball from defence into attack.
Yeah.
There's this transition thing the coaches always bang on about.
Mm.
We've always been stodgy, and the criticism's always been levelled at one player in particular for slowing up our play over the last couple of seasons. Dare I say it, he's not in the team anymore, and we look a completely different prospect going forward.
Yeah, that's very true. Very true. Very quickly, Pinky, man of the match. I mean, I was going to say it's a shoe-in for Lingard, but you kind of, listening to what you guys have been saying there and looking back on some of the highlights, it's not really as clear cut as you'd say. Kufal, magnificent. Dawson, brilliant second half. Ben Rama played really well. Fredericks, probably the best game I've seen him play for West Ham. Who's your man of the match out of that, or someone else maybe?
The fact that actually you've just cited 4 or 5 viable candidates actually is the strength of the team we're putting out at the minute. It's the fact that 4 or 5 players are playing well enough to get a man of the match award, and in particular tonight it's 4 or 5, and one of them isn't Ogbonna. That's the thing. Tonight, you've got to give it to Lingard tonight for no other reason than outstanding first half. He gets a couple of goals. He's on debut. I mean, you'd need a heart of stone not to give him man of the match. But I have to say, Kufal, the way he shut down Jack Grealish, Southgate, the England manager, watching that tonight, would have been looking at that and gone, you know what, there's plenty of coaches out there who'd have been watching that tonight and said, this is how you stop that man playing. And maybe the big loser tonight was Jack Grealish in front of the England manager.
Yeah, very much so. Taken totally out of the game. Thank you, Pinky. Gnome. Oh, we've got David Moyes on, I think, at the moment. I don't know if Gnome's keeping an eye on David Moyes. Yeah, I think he is, because he can't hear me. Rio, man of the match for you. Lingard the shoe-in, or Kufal, or someone else. Fredericks, even Ben Rama. Where do you go?
I've got to go with Pinky. I mean, we're West Ham fans. We're all romantics, aren't we? You've got to love a debut like that. 2 goals from a player that a lot of people really didn't want here. Not because his ability's in doubt. It's because as a person and the way he conducted himself on social media and off the pitch in general, he hasn't made many fans in his footballing career. But tonight, if there had been a travelling army of 3,000 West Ham fans, as there should be, they were all falling in love with that man tonight. A 2-goal debut, he absolutely bossed it. I've got to say that Vladimir Kufal runs an incredibly close second, but Jesse Lingard, take a bow. What a debut.
Yeah, very much so. It's going to be hard. I mean, it's interesting just looking at some of the comments coming in on that live chat on YouTube. A lot of people going for Kufal, saying that it was outstanding. And Hammer Ted, good evening, Ted. Good to have you on the stream. He says it's harsh to single anyone out, but you can't imagine anyone has done a better job on Grealish all season as Kufal has done tonight. And you could probably extend that and say, going back years, I mean, has Grealish ever been restricted as much as he was tonight? And again, credit to Kufal for that, but also to, as we said, to the boss, David Moyes, for making that tactical change to make that possible. David Moyes, no, just been speaking. I think we've got him before we go.
Yeah, before I go to bed, which would be a good time to come to me. Yeah, he's obviously delighted for Lingard. The thought behind the signing in the first place was that he thought with that midfield, which included Bowen, Fornals and Ben Rama, we just felt we needed a little bit extra in there.
Yeah.
And a bit more competition for that area. And you know, he was full of praise for Lingard. He said he's looked great in training. Everybody likes him, and he said he made the team play better. And he commented that to the effect that the players were disappointed in themselves at the weekend, which was kind of what we were saying. We didn't think we'd done ourselves justice, and there seems to be an element of that. And so he was delighted with the performance. And there was a comment about did we think, or did he think that Souček could have had a penalty where he got a slight clip on the edge of the box? I remarked it at the time, but it was you know, something nothing. But he said, well, yeah, I haven't seen it again. He said he had hoped we might have got a few more, a little bit more from the ref. He didn't actually say from the ref, but he mentioned that coming to Villa, you know that you're going to, there were going to be a lot of free kicks, which I think was kind of an oblique way of saying that Grealish buys them. But but overall, he's delighted, and delighted with the performance, delighted with the new signing, and that was pretty much it. So.
Great stuff. That's just what we want to hear. Brilliant. It's been a great night for West Ham United, where 3-1 winners at Villa Park, a win that takes or consolidates West Ham's position in 5th spot in the Premier League, just 2 points behind Liverpool, who were beaten at home by Brighton and Hove Albion this evening. What a shock that was. Everton winning to keep up the pressure on West Ham, but in 5th spot. But interestingly, there's a little bit of a gap now between us and Tottenham and Chelsea in 7th and 8th. Of course, they do have games in hand, but West Ham have the points on the table. West Ham 5th with 38 points, Tottenham in 7th with 33. 20 games played by Spurs. Of course, they have two games in hand, but of course, you've got to win those games. It's no point just having the games in hand. You've got to convert those to points. And Spurs going through a bit of a tricky patch at the moment. Chelsea, of course, settling in with a new manager. Villa remain 6 points behind West Ham, have 2 games in hand. So a lot could still change, but it's fantastic for West Ham. It's a really great time for us all. And we're thoroughly enjoying it here. We can't believe West Ham are winning. We're going to wrap up very soon tonight, because some of the guys have got to get up very early in the morning to go and do a proper day's work, unlike some of us who can stroll around in the early hours and just get up when they want. But one thing I do want to touch on before we go is our next opponent. And Rio touched on it earlier. We've played most of the top teams away from home already. And one of the teams in the lower half of the table who we have to visit this weekend is Fulham. Gnome, on paper, that's a certain away win, isn't it, given the way the form books are going?
How many times have we seen West Ham play superbly well against what is a decent team on paper, and then go somewhere less lofty?
Well, the point is, this season, not a lot.
But this season, I was about to say, but this season hasn't been like that. I mean, This is where we've been most unlike West Ham, where we've we followed up a decent performance with another decent performance. In the past, getting beaten by Liverpool like that, the attitude going into this one, would have been struggling, because the confidence would have been shot. Oh, maybe we're not that good after all. And from what Moyes said, there was a sort of a lot of heart searching going on, and hang on a second. Well, we are actually that good. So I feel confident going to Fulham, especially with the current trend of everything seems to be a lot easier away from home.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, great stuff. Rio, Fulham away. Struggling, aren't they, Fulham? Badly. Another 3 points for the Hammers. Surely not another one. That would be number 7, wouldn't it? Be 7 away wins this season?
It will be. Fulham haven't won for 7 games. We have only lost once in 9, is it now?
Yeah, since Chelsea. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah. So everything points in us continuing that run. The way we played our last 2 away games, we've been full of attacking flair. We've been an absolutely amazing sight to watch. Our record in recent years against Fulham has been pretty good. Everything points towards another victory for us. Surely the West Ham of old would have lost this game. But this is a new dawn. This is the Moyes West Ham. We're made of stouter stuff. We're more resolute. We're more organised. We're fitter. Surely we can't lose. Surely.
Well, you hope so. But Fulham, of course, 21 games so far this season in the bottom 3, 14 points, only 2 wins. 2 wins out of 21 so far this season. Pinky, I don't think the odds are going to be very high on them making it 3 this weekend, are they?
Not if we play the way we did tonight. But I put a note of caution there. I've been quietly impressed with what Scott Parker's doing at Fulham. They had a very, very difficult start, but he's a quick learner, and I don't think they're complete mugs. Is the point I'm making here. So I don't think we're going to turn up at Craven Cottage and roll them over 5-0. What we should do is we should turn up and play with confidence, with some verve. And if we play like we did tonight, but with slightly better finishing, then we ought to come out on top. And just one little sort of mouth-watering prospect, Liverpool are playing Manchester City at the weekend. And Man City are the only team in the top half who are on a hotter run than we are. They've done 5 straight wins. We're now 4 wins and 1 defeat in the last 5. No one, we've got the second best record. So if City beat Liverpool and we beat Fulham, we go 4th above last season's champions with the same number of games played. Now, tell me David Moyes is doing a bad job. I don't think you can. And somehow he's got a terrific team spirit. We're playing well. I think we can argue about whether or not we've got enough time on the ball and things like that and blah, blah, blah. We've got enough possession to have won 11 matches this season.
Yeah.
To make sure we've got a positive goal difference. And, normally by this stage of the season, we're kind of looking at the bottom 6 going, should just about be okay. But, that's a tough one away at Swansea or whoever it might be, This season, there's none of that. It's almost, we're so good this season, it's actually making it a dull season. There's nothing to worry about, So for me, weekend Fulham, I'll take a 1-0 away result. The only downer I saw tonight, and Gordon and I didn't agree on it, I thought at 3-1 up, we were committing too many men forward. And if you go back to the game against Liverpool, when we conceded from our corner, we weren't sufficiently well organised. And I thought we'd committed too many players forward then and didn't have a pace merchant as the last man. And it is that kind of attention to detail that might be the difference between finishing 6th or 5th this season for us. But we're looking good at the minute. We're looking good.
We certainly are. Dare I say 2 points from safety, Pinky? 38 on the board?
Just go to bed and then match of the day.
Well, that's exactly what we're going to do. Match of the day is only 5 minutes. And of course, no one's going to be going to bed. We're all going to go and switch BBC One on and watch it all over again. Before we do go, Gnome, did you? Dean Smith was on. I saw a few minutes ago. I don't know if you managed to catch a few words of what he had to say.
He was not happy with the goals from a defensive point of view, and he said that Martinez was killing himself over the third one for obvious reasons. But he said that they didn't play with the pace that they've been used to playing of late. And he said, if I'm honest, he said, we went out 0-0 at half time, but they shaded it as far as I'm concerned. So I wasn't paying an awful lot of attention, to be honest, but yeah, he was, you know, I had the subtitles up so I could see if he said anything, but he was obviously disappointed with the way they played, and I think there was a sort of tacit admission that West Ham had done well and nullified their main threat. So.
Great stuff. Great stuff. That's what we want to hear. Hopefully we'll hear Scott Parker saying similar things this weekend when West Ham go to Fulham with Pinky's, as Pinky said, with a real opportunity potentially to go even higher in the table with a win. Manchester City playing Liverpool, who were surprisingly beaten at home by Brighton tonight. Liverpool fourth with 40 points. West Ham now fifth, 22 games played. 11 wins, 5 draws, only 6 defeats, 34 goals scored, 28 conceded. Goal difference of +6, 38 points on the table. Has it ever been this good to be a West Ham fan? Well, not in recent years. It hasn't anyway, that's for sure. As I said, West Ham fifth in the table, 3-1 winners tonight. That's just about it from us. My thanks to Gnome, to Rio, and Rio, we haven't had a chance to go in and look at the KUMB Forum, have we? With time pushing on, but maybe we can all go in and have a look for ourselves instead. But I'm sure it's a jubilant atmosphere down there right now. Sure everyone's particularly happy. Thank you also to the Pink Palermo for his company. Thank you, gentlemen. It's been great fun again. West Ham chalking up win number 7 out of 8 in 2021. Lingard, the big Jesse. Is that it? Something like that. Something like that.
By the way, Gray, Lingard's my man of the match. Not that you bothered to ask me earlier on because you was counting.
I do apologise.
But no.
I do apologise.
And have you all seen the story coming out of Ajax tonight?
Yeah, I think we mentioned it earlier, didn't we?
Yeah,
they've left Haller out for the
Europa League squad.
Yeah, by accident.
No, they just reckon he's crap as well.
It was somebody who said earlier on that it was an accidental, an admin error or something. Which
he'll turn up at Rush Green tomorrow looking for they've sent me back.
Yeah. Who is this on my Yimmy they're talking of? Yeah.
There you go. We didn't need a striker after all. You know, it's easy. It's this Premier League lark. That's it from us tonight. Thank you to everyone for your company. Thank you to everyone for joining us live on the stream. We will see you again on Saturday for Fulham v West Ham United as we aim to go even higher in the Premier League. What a season it is for West Ham, and who knows where it could go. We're going to find out very soon, aren't we?